Hello, you're with IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live conversation web television portal. Well, this conversation is going to focus on technology, and it always makes me nervous since I myself am technologically challenged. But we are going to talk about Microsoft's latest offering, that is the Surface Pro 3. Now, this particular device is something of a cross between a laptop and a tablet. Is it or is it not? Well, I do have experts sitting with me in the studio to kind of demystify the whole concept of the Surface Pro 3 for me. But all of you, if you have any comments on the product, whatever you've heard about it, whatever you think about it, please feel free to write in at www.indiapostlive.com. Leave your audio comments, your video comments. We will be very happy to play them out for you. Please send us your tweets at hashtag IndiaPostLive and at @IndiaPostLive. I look forward to hearing your comments so that I can also educate myself technologically. I have with me in the studio Abhishek. Abhishek Bhatnagar is the founder and editor of gadgetstouse.com. Abhishek, thank you so much for joining the conversation. I also have Nikhil Chawla. Nikhil Chawla is a tech blogger. I also have with me online, joining us through Google Hangout, Gaurav Mishra, another tech expert. Hi Gaurav, how are you doing? Gaurav, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Can you?
hi.
Okay, hi. Yes,
Good.
I heard you there. Hi, how are you doing, Gaurav?
Good, good.
Great, all right. And I also have with me a tech geek, Aditya Wadhwani, who is going to give us his insights into this latest gadget that Microsoft has to offer for us. All right, Abhishek, let me first go across to you. You know, I was just reading some reviews, just before we got into the studio, and there was a particular review from a lady called Joanna Stern of Wall Street Journal, and she said, she titled her review as Surface Pro 3, a tablet that desperately wants to be a laptop. Demystify that for us. What is that all about?
So that's what Microsoft is also trying to portray this time. So they've said that the Surface Pro 3 is a tablet which can replace your laptop. So because it actually combines both of the experiences together, it can act like a tablet, or you can always use it like a laptop PC as well. Because you have that kind of hinge, they have done some changes in the design as well. So this is a machine which you can use as a laptop anytime, on the go, and again as a tablet it will work pretty fine.
Just to clarify, what was Pro 2 like? What was that all about?
So Pro 2 is, again, you can say a slightly not that great version, I would say.
But they were trying to do the same thing. They were trying to move towards
on the Surface Pro 3, they have actually made some changes on the Surface Pro 2, which were kind of the kind of feedback they have got around the touchpad. They made it better. Around the hinge, the back hinge, which was not kind of flexible. So this time it is much more flexible. You can actually slant it at per the angle which is comfortable to your eyes. So all these changes they have done. So Surface Pro 3 is actually a better Surface Pro 2. In terms of design and other changes.
Okay, so for all those for whom this is going over the head, let's get you a little infographic on exactly what qualities the Surface Pro 3 has. We'll take a look. It should be coming in on your screen anytime now. All right, there we have it. The operating system is a Windows 8.1. Okay, I understand that. Okay, there is a comparison with it, MacBook Air and the iPad Air as well. We'll talk about that with Nikhil and Gaurav later. Screen resolution 2160 by 14. Okay, 2160. That seems to be on the higher side, right? And battery life is up to 9 hours, and iPad Air is up to 10 hours, the MacBook Air is up to 12 hours. So that's some of what you're seeing. All right, in terms of memory, it's comparable to the MacBook Air and the 11-inch and the 13-inch, 4 or 8 GB. Base storage, okay, what do you have to say about the base storage, Abhishek?
So it is the different storage model which you have. Again, this is again a kind
less
of storage. Like it is coming on different versions. You can always get a 512 GB storage as well. So the actual storage is the maximum storage.
Right.
I'm not sure about the base storage as of now. Like what it is.
Okay. And the processor is Intel Core.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so those are the basic specifications. Okay, the front camera is 5 megapixel and the rear camera is also a 5 megapixel. and there is a comparison again. Okay, the weight, yes, another very important thing. We were talking about a desktop and a tablet, a laptop and a tablet, sorry. The weight is 1.76 pounds and of an iPad Air is 1 pound, all right. And of course, the all-important base price, $799 compared to $499 of iPad Air. All right, so like any normal individual, I'm going to think of the price, and Nikhil ask you, why should I buy it? Nikhil, we'll do that as soon as we are done with the graphic. All right, so these are the basic characteristics of this particular, the Surface Pro 3. We discussed the battery life, the dimensions, the resolution, screen size, and of course the price, the all-important factor, the price. All right. So Nikhil, I was just asking you, we just saw that, it seems to be $300 more expensive than the iPad Air. Why would one buy it?
See, when you see it as a tablet, it's definitely expensive than any other tablet. But when you compare it to the laptops, it is a cheaper version of any laptop available when it comes to i3. But if you go to the higher end, the i7 version, the top end version is around $2,000, which is equal to a good laptop, which a high performance laptop that you can buy in the market. So the question really is, do you want a good tablet or you want a good laptop? It's somewhere in the middle right now, but it's one step ahead of the PC era. So Microsoft is moving in the right direction, but right now I cannot see it's a good tablet. Yes, it's a good tablet, but not a great one. It's a good laptop. I would not really say it's a good laptop. So it's somewhere in the middle right now. As a tablet, a 12-inch tablet is not very comfortable, and the weight is too much for a tablet to be held for hours for watching a movie or something. But right now I'm sitting with this MacBook Air, and I've been using that for an year or so. And it says that the Surface Pro 3 is thinner and lighter than this, but you can't do everything in that which you can do in the MacBook Air. The reason I'm saying this, firstly, the battery life, the price, a lot of things are better in the MacBook Air, and I would definitely go for a Mac OS than a Windows. It's my personal preference because Windows 8.1 is a little jaded for me. I really haven't been able to get it, like, it's not sorted for me. It's either the Metro interface or the desktop, either you're working here or there, so I can't get lost in there.
Okay, Aditya is itching to say something. Aditya, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yes. You're back. Tell. Yeah.
Right. You're mentioning the price is a factor and how it can possibly be a replacement for a laptop or a tablet. I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that the the keyboard is actually sold separately. It doesn't come stock with the thing, and that's an extra $130 on top of even that base price of $700 odd.
Right.
It does bring it up a bit, and then again, the comparison is usually done with the MacBook Air, but then the pricing is actually less than it, and is more comparable to the standard MacBook Pro, which is going to give you actually more bang for your buck. So for me, it's kind of like it's not better in terms of the industry, but it is better than its predecessors for sure.
All right. So what are you comparing it to, Aditya? When you think of the Microsoft Surface Pro 3, are you comparing it with a MacBook Air or are you comparing it with an iPad Air?
Well, it's a good question. I guess that's down to what your usage of it is. As Nicola was saying, you're going to use it for watching movies and all that. Yeah. Then it's great. You can detach the keyboard and use the kickstand and go ahead and do that. But if you're, let's say, someone who's doing graphics, it does come with a stylus, which is nice for anyone doing graphics and stuff. But then again, it doesn't really match up in terms of processing power to handle stuff like graphics processing or doing sort of artworks with the stylus. So it's down to what your usage is, really.
All right. Let me bring in
more of a gadget that's cool.
Oh, a gadget that's cool, says the tech geek. All right, let me get in Gaurav. Gaurav, hi. Okay, I was just reading, in fact, Abhishek was suggesting it to me on this site called Verge. Verge has reviewed this product and it says that it is the most beautiful thing Microsoft has come out with. What are your thoughts on the Surface Pro 3?
Well, I would not disagree. I haven't seen many beautiful or good things which are usable coming out from Microsoft for a long time.
Okay.
So while it's ironic saying that Microsoft is one of the most beautiful things that came out of Microsoft, it's kind of a true in its own sense. The only question right now that stays in my mind is they are trying to merge the whole user experience of a tablet
Yes.
and a desktop into one. HP did it with HP Slate, as if I remember correctly. Dell, if I can, go back in like 3-4 years back, Dell has been, banging hard on their touch PCs. Nothing is actually getting used like they are expecting it to be, because the tablet is having its own form factor, and the desktop, the Macs, when you're looking at it, working in a laptop, is having its own form factor, and merging two, I don't see that as a good idea.
You don't see that as a good idea, Abhishek?
Yeah.
I would say I have a difference in opinion in this case, because merging a tablet and a laptop together is actually a very good idea, and the reason is that you have one single machine to carry. And as of now, if you see the offering from Apple, they have an iPad Air which you can use for entertainment. They have a MacBook Air which you can use for your computing. So they are selling two different machines with different price point which you can use. So you have to actually carry both of them in case you want to have a different experience. But in this case, a single machine is actually giving you both the experieriences together. Both have
like
a tablet.
Aditya just pointed out,
it may not be that much practical in terms of the tablet usage. Like, it is slightly heavy as of now to hold in one hand when you are watching a movie in bed. It will be difficult.
No, but
for
he
you.
just talked about that watching a movie. He said you can detach the keypad.
So you can always detach it, but it is kind of heavy as compared to an iPad. So
because this review that Joanna Stern has done, she has said that the weight is tiring on the arm, and the back corners of the tablet can get warm. We were talking about what about the cooling effect of this gadget?
So this time they have done something very different from the one which we have seen on Surface Pro 2. So they have designed a different cooling system altogether. This tablet, for the first time, the Surface Pro 3 does not have a fan inside.
Okay.
So it works on a different principle of cooling, in which they have heat vents on the edges, which actually dissipate out the heat from all the corners of the tablet. So which actually uniformly gets the heat out, so that you don't get to feel it. But as per the reviews which I have read, I have not experienced the device. As per the reviews, they say that the right edge of the tablet gets heated after some time of usage. So that is a problem as of now, but I think it will improve.
Again, another point that Microsoft is kind of, talking about, it's saying that the lappability factor, that's Microsoft's term, how comfortably it sits on your lap, that is much improved.
Yeah, they say that the kickstand now can, the 30 degree to 220 degree, you can extend it's like got a lot of lappability when they say that you can adjust the kickstand in different angles. But still, wherever I've read the reviews, it's not very comfortable on the lap. Right now, what happens is when you're keeping it like this on the lap, when you try to extend it out, it comes out of your lap. And if you keep it too close, the viewing angle is not that correct. So I don't know what will happen to that. But
so that is its disadvantage if you're comparing it with a laptop.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, any day.
Okay, okay.
But that will only come when you are using it on the lap. If you have placed it on a table, it is actually a much better device to give you the kind of viewing angles you are looking at. Because you can slide it, it will be stable. A table will always be stable than your lap, and in that case it will give you a better viewing angle and a better experience at times.
Right. So all these devices are also very dependent on personally the way you use it, right? What you're comfortable with. If somebody is used to working on the laptop in bed at night, then that's a different experience. And somebody is doing it on the study table, I guess that's a different experience. Aditya, how do you use such devices? Do you do it to watch movies in bed? Do you do it to work on your study table? How do you do it?
The portability of it is certainly, it's also a very personal thing. I myself wouldn't pop it on a table just to watch a movie. Then I'd be better off having a keyboard attached to it and just do it with my MacBook, which will have a bigger screen anyway. So if I have it on my lap, it's going to be in the car, not while driving, of course, on a plane or something like that. But it's just got this sort of mistaken identity. It doesn't really know what it is from me. The device. It's neither is it a laptop, neither is it a tablet really. And then when you start bringing in the specs into it, it doesn't really match up on either end. For example, even the MacBook Air, which hardcore techies aren't really too fond of because it's a pretty little device again. Even that comes with 2 USB ports, and this doesn't have that. This just has one. So it's what do you do with it? Really, is the question. Do you splash the cash and you get the top model so that you feel like it's going to work, or do you get the base one where you're, as it is, just really paying for a tablet, in which I personally think there are other options available. But in terms of looks and all, great.
Okay, this product is going to be launched in the United States on the 20th of June, and I think by the time it is marketed in India, it will be a month later, right?
Absolutely.
By the end of July.
Even more, yeah. We have no clue.
No clue yet.
Yeah.
Aditya, are you going to buy one for yourself?
That we'll have to see whether what the price is in rupees, whether it's the same or
see the price. I knew it.
Absolutely.
It's always the price.
So the lowest configuration.
And especially, I mean, if it's a standard thing. Mac is always on the higher end. You do pay a little bit for that prettiness. I find you pay a little less for prettiness now, apparently. But what am I getting out of it, really?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if I would.
But critics are also saying that the display of the MacBook Air is much better compared to the Surface Pro 3. Do you agree with that?
With the resolution, it is better in the Surface Pro 3. But the thing is, the battery life when you're playing, there are reviews which says that it doesn't last all day long, which Microsoft was claiming. Firstly, and the MacBook Air gave 9.5 hours of video playback, whereas the Surface Pro, being a tablet, gave 7 hours. So that's, again, the MacBook Air is again on the upper edge over here. And also one more thing, what happens is, like, when a manufacturer or a company is trying to create a hybrid, there are chances that it will falter in both of the ways, either a laptop or a tablet right now in this case. So this is where the question is it a good tablet or a good laptop? It's somewhere in the middle. But Microsoft has proved its prowess in hardware this time, definitely. And we can see that moving forward. Yeah.
Do you think Microsoft would have, instead of marketing it as a laptop that wants to be a tablet, or a tablet that wants to be a laptop, do you think they should have just stuck to making a better laptop?
See, the thing is, then it would have called an innovation. It was just another laptop coming in the market. Right now, what they've done is told or advertised that this is a tablet that will replace your laptop. So then, that media is jumping on the toes.
Yeah, that's the marketing angle to it. I'm talking technologically.
So technologically, if you actually say that this device is actually a different device than a tablet which you see in the market, either is an Apple iPad or any other tablet you can think of, because those tablet does not have this kind of a design, and it definitely gives you a design in which you actually can feel when you are using it on a table that it is actually a laptop. So in that case, it gives you the feel of it, and they are just advertising on that. So there is nothing wrong in that, I would say.
All right, Aditya, let me get an overall picture. Every few months you have new innovations, new technology. Probably Apple will respond to this. How do you see Apple responding to this threat that has come in the form of Surface Pro 3?
I actually don't think they would respond to it.
Really?
Because they've actually been ahead of it for a long time, because you can already get an extra keyboard for your iPad if you really want. The only response that they could perhaps do is something in their user interface in the Mac iOS that makes it more desktop-like. But then again, I think that takes away from the tablets, because they've very nicely segregated that market, and people are buying it, and they're buying it at high prices. So I'm not sure that they would actually want to go ahead and compete there. They already feel that they're top dogs.
All right. Gaurav, would you like to respond to that? Do you see Apple responding to this kind of competition?
No, I totally agree with Aditya. I don't think they will really, look that as a threat at all. I see, again, taking this whole game of desktop plus laptop as a mode of a marketing gimmick, rather than as actually a use that will be actually getting used. I don't see it as a game changer at all.
You don't see it as a game changer at all?
No, I don't.
That's quite a thing to say, and I'm sure Abhishek disagrees.
So I would say not only me, but most of the big publications which we believe that they actually do good reviews, including Wall Street Journal, including The Verge, they have said that this is actually a futuristic machine. So they're not saying it without actually thinking about it. That's what I can say.
Nikhil?
I think if you talk about the Microsoft Surface Tablet Pro 3, I would say, they have moved into the right step, but this is not the machine that can be a game changer. Definitely not, because it's somewhere in the middle right now. But they are in the right path. They will definitely be better machines. They'll be better infrastructure and whatever, but talking about keyboards and tablets, iPad has always been giving options to put your Logitech Solar keyboard with it and start working. So I really don't think so it's a game changer.
Well, I can completely see where the two of you come from. You are obviously a huge fan of Microsoft, and you obviously dream of nothing but Apple. Steve Jobs is of course going to be a very happy man wherever he is, God bless his soul. And Gaurav seems to be more pragmatic about the whole issue, and Aditya also is not too sure that it is going to be a game changer. Alright, very quickly Aditya, your last comments on this particular gadget, you know, your overall perspective.
My overall perspective is, as Nikhil said, it doesn't really know where it's at.
Okay.
I love the fact that they've gone ahead and tried to do something new.
So you see it more as an experiment, is it?
It's more of an experiment, it's more of a gimmick, something like when Nokia did the 41 megapixel camera, you know, it's just something that we're doing something cool out here, because it's,
right.
It's before, but now they're bringing it to the limelight, let's say,
okay.
as something to make a dent in the market.
Right, alright. And what about you, Gaurav?
Well, the only last comments that I have is nice marketing gimmick, but I'll wait for the next.
Okay.
I'll wait for the next launch by Apple, whatever it is.
All right, there we have it. Very clear boundaries drawn inside the studio. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Nikhil.
Yeah, I would say that, you know,
so do you think the next, you just said that this is not going to be a game changer. Aditya said this is an experiment. This is something, but you know, at this level, the stakes are so high. You can't really afford to, go into losses. So what do you see happening next in the next few months? If this is not going to be a game changer, we could be wrong. But if this isn't,
definitely, we could be wrong, and people could just simply love it and start using it.
Yes,
everybody should buy it. But the thing is, you know, the past experience with Microsoft has been there hasn't been a good hardware. This is a good hardware, but the OS, as I talked about, Windows 8.1 hasn't been really liked by everyone.
Yes.
So that will also be a very important factor whether people buy it or not.
People find it difficult to navigate around it.
Absolutely. Yes. Going to the desktop mode and going to the Metro UI, it's always been confusing.
Yes.
So that will also be one factor, and you know, $700 plus $130 to make it a laptop, I don't think so. Really
so
not.
Do you see Microsoft doing something about it in the future? Because all of you seem to agree that Apple couldn't care less.
Absolutely no.
Right.
They don't have to.
All right. Wow. Okay. So do you see Microsoft itself coming up with something?
Absolutely, they've been improving Surface Pro. If you compare it with the Pro 2 and Pro 3, there's leaps and bound difference, and they have improved whatever was lacking in it. The screen size has gone up, but you know, again, 12 inches tablet, I won't use it. It's too heavy for me. Keyboard, if I have to put, I'll buy a MacBook Air. I'm sorry about it.
Last comments from Abhishek. Abhishek is obviously disagreeing with everybody.
No. I do agree with them that as of now, it is not the machine which can actually
It is not the dream machine, so to speak.
It may not be that much right in terms of whatever they have done. But one thing for sure, they have improved it and they will keep on improving it. As of now, it may not be the game changer, but they are going in the right direction. So which is actually very good. And as per the hardware, and the price, it is slightly costly as well, as of now.
Yes.
So, whenever this becomes better and more affordable, and I would say reachable to the masses, it will automatically pick up.
All right. So, it might not be a game changer is what tech experts at IndiaPostLive.com are saying. It is too expensive, too heavy, and Microsoft still probably needs to get its act together. Of course, we will only know after the 20th June from the response it garners in the markets of the United States, and subsequently when it comes to India, whether we have all been right or we have all been wrong. The conversation, of course, will continue on the portal www.indiapostlive.com. I look forward to reading your thoughts, your comments on this particular gadget. Send us your audio and video feeds, send us your tweets @IndiaPostLive, #IndiaPostLive. I would like to thank my guests who have joined in on the conversation. Gaurav, Aditya, thank you so much. And of course, Nikhil and Abhishek, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.